Hello, I'm Ian from System Overload, and this is Oscar's robotics, explanation video. So here's our two bots, Mabel and Dipper. These bots are literally the same. There's no difference outside of we had this weird little thing here for Auton. We put the ring here so that we don't have to have a 360 other than that, they're the same. So we're just gonna throw this one to the side. So I guess to start off, we started the drivetrain. It's 600 RPM, 8-motor drive. Yeah, it makes it really fast, really strong. Some might say better than 10 tons, Any unique things we have is we have this huge motor pod. So all 4 motors per side are on one big cartridge, so you can essentially take this thing out and just swap out all the motors if you need to. We never really needed to do that though. We have our Odom pods right here. These are full custom Omnis. These are 2-inch Omni wheels that we made. Other than that, nothing too special here. I guess moving on to our intake. We have super basic intake that everyone already has. Nothing unique about it, to be honest. We did have this really cool mechanism right here where we turn this flex wheel into a triangle. That was really cool. It helps pick up the ring so that you can see it kind of grips around the inside of the ring like this. It helps with intaking a lot. Makes our intake really smooth. Other than that, we have this really interesting mechanism for our piston. Because we kind of need it to lift up so that we can grab the stacks of rings that are going to be in the corners. So we can lift it up like this, but this doesn't fit in sizing. So what we do is it's on a hinge so that we can essentially put it up like this. It stays up hooked on this screw right here. And then that way when we drop it, it just drops all the way down, and then now we're back to the regular 2 positions. Then we have our clamp. The only thing special about this is we have this sensor right here. We use this for driver control actually, not for Auton, which is kind of funny. But what it allows us to do is we can still clamp like normal, but I have it set so that I hold the button down and it doesn't clamp, and it just waits until it sees a goal and it auto clamps. This is really helpful for when we're trying to steal goals from other people, because we discovered we could do that really easily. So that's kind of what that's for. Other than that, we have our Lady Brown. This thing also super basic, just like everyone else's. But yeah, this thing loads really easily, and then it also scores really easily too. What else am I missing? Oh, the Dinker. Look, I forgot the button for it. Oh, there we go. So, we have our Dinker right here. It's has an active press down. So you slide it in, then the piston clamps it down. We only have one hook on this because we realized that during autos we'd go and slide in, and when we start pulling the goal back, it tended to want to twist to a certain direction. When we had 2 of them, it'd be super inconsistent because of these points right here. So that was really annoying. So we ended up changing it to just 1 hook, and then that ended up making this really consistent because it would just always pivot the goal the same way when dragging forward and backwards. Other than that, this thing was really useful for clearing the corners. And then we also used this to steal a goal once. I don't even remember what team. I think it was the CTJU team. I don't know. It was during quarterfinals. What else am I missing? Oh, the front ramp thing. That was really useful for the corners. Yeah, let's go to the corner. So the corners are really annoying because the robots just don't like being in here at all. So what we did was we have this polycarbonate plate that like to crack a lot, and then we have it reinforced with these like plastic 3D printed pieces that we made. They're like 100% infill, so they just never snap. But yeah, it kind of allows us to get in here really easily. Better than 10 ton, by the way. And we can just take one ring, and then we could back up, let the rings fall, and then just piss stick upwards, and then get the next one in line, and then back away. This was really helpful in Auton because we could get 2 rings using only 2 passes instead of going in there and just kind of cycling everything out of the way. But yeah, another thing that we added was about the intake was we have these like custom C channels that are like, I don't know, we bought them from Home Depot, but we had to strengthen all of this, and then we also had to box this C channel because it kept getting bent when we went to Mecha Mayhem, and we realized that was a problem. So we just like really reinforced this. This intake actually weighs 1 pound on its own, so it's really heavy. But I mean, it never broke after that, so that was really useful. Then we have our aligner. This thing's really goofy. We copied this from 10 ton. Yeah, it does its job. It aligns. Other than that, we have our hang. Hello? Okay, there we go. These are also really goofy. We had to change these at Worlds because like the hang bar for some reason was like ½ inch lower, which was really annoying. But other than that, these are just really basic. This just matches the angle of the triangle, so when we go to hang, the robot just kind of pops up and slides in. These lower hooks, they're essentially to prevent us from over rotating, because we would have a problem where the robot would essentially get stuck in the field like this, which was really bad. So what these do is they would hit the bottom side of the ladder, so that instead of over rotating, it would hit this first, and then you just essentially coast into a hang after that. These were really nice because we could essentially just like go full speed and then not get stuck. But yeah, it kind of didn't really work that well because the bar was lower, so that kind of sucked. Other than that, this robot, super basic. Oh yeah, this thing. So we have our zippy mech in the bag because for VexU teams, we could essentially start really far off the line. The way that we kind of have our setup here is we essentially have this rotating cartridge right here with the string, and it has one of the constant force springs in it, and then we have this lock that we have on our Lady Brown, and then this thing just kind of slots into the rotating thing. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not the one that sets this up. This thing kind of sucks. There we go. So this kind of lets us just kind of lay the string on the ground, and we don't need like a pin to slot into the tiles or anything. So when we line up for auto, we can kind of get the optimal angle without, needing to slot it to a specific point or anything. And then when Auton starts, the Lady Brown just kind of goes up, and it lets the zippy mech go in. And then we have this string, it has a magnet on it. And then when we lift the Lady Brown, we have another magnet right here, and then it just kind of sticks. So it's nice and out of the way during driver control. What else? That's kind of it, low-key. Kind of some of the things that were really nice about this bot was we spent a lot of time tuning the intake, which I know a lot of teams really struggled with. Can you play the battery? But yeah, we spent a lot of time tuning the intake for this bot, which I know kind of made our bot way better than a lot of other people's. So yeah, we can just kind of always consistently score all of them. Since this bot is technically our 24, the only major difference is that we had this intake be taller, because low key it's hella disadvantage when this thing is lower down for the 15-inch. But because this is taller, this allows us to put like our little, whatever these things are, I don't even know what people call them. But these kind of prevent the rings from getting stuck against the hooks. And we can move these around in different spots compared to the 15. So this one lets us keep intaking even though we have 6 rings, and it won't end up getting stuck. Oh, just kidding. And that's really nice because then we can still do Lady Brown and stuff even though we're holding a full goal. Versus with our 15, it is shorter. So you can see it's mounted on these bearing flats. And it is shorter, so that means we can't hold a full goal on this spot and still have the intake run, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We're still good without it, so. Other than that, that's basically it. Yeah. Oh, the color sensor. Yeah, we don't talk about that one. We have the optical sensor on our intake. We use that to color sort. At Worlds, it kind of just didn't work at all, which was tragic. And that's what the major reasons why we ended up losing was because during auto, we would score like a full goal and put in the positive, but then it would end up top ringing like the opposite colored ring, which kind of sucked. So we would fill like a whole goal with red and then it would just put a blue on top instead of color sorting it. Super annoying. We spent like half the season trying to fix it and it would work really good in practice, but then at Worlds it just didn't work, which kind of sucked. Yeah. Other than that, that's basically it. It's super basic bot. But you know, it's old, reliable. So yeah. This is gonna be the thumbnail.
Yeah.